in this Into the Outdoors at Home edition.
After learning the basic skills necessary for hunting, Tylen is ready to head out with her mentor Caitlin on her very first antelope hunt.
So today we started the first day of the actual hunt.
So how are you feeling right now?
Yeah, I don't think it's set in yet. So I'm sure it'll set in once we're actually see them and walking up.
The women went out and hunted with new mentors that are part of this camp. And these mentors are important because hunting is hard and there's lots of questions, and this gives them a resource beyond the weekend.
It's really fun to be a mentor for new hunters, and that you get to experience their first harvest and the delight and excitement and challenge of being a new hunter all over again, and sort of see the world through their eyes, and that's really fun. If Tylen gets an antelope, she has to buy ice cream for everybody.
Like, why do I buy the ice cream for everybody?
I'm the mentor, I get to make up rules.
We started this morning, we went like up higher into the foothills of the area, and we saw buck after buck after buck after buck, and the license I have is for a doe or fawn, which is unfortunate.
Kind of when they are alarmed, well, their hair stands out on their butt. There he goes. They're such cool animals.
And then we ended the day, we came down to this lower part of the area, which is in the hayfields that you see here.
The challenge with hunting some of these hayfields is there's not very much cover, and you have to be very careful not to shoot towards any buildings, irrigation equipment, vehicles, animals, so hunting around farms can be very tricky.
There was a big herd with many does out in one of the hayfields, and we attempted to stalk them by coming through a ditch. It was a long crawl. Like, I never, thought that that would be something I'd do in my life, is crawl for over half a mile on hands and knees.
By the time we got to where we thought the antelope were going to be, they had moved into the field we had previously left. God dang it, those other ones have moved way out in that field. What? They're all out in that field we started in, way on the, like by the pivot. So here we are again. We have had a great day. We've learned a lot. We've hunted lots of different terrain. We've seen a lot of animals, had a great time, and we're gonna try again tomorrow.
Yeah, beautiful sunset. I learned a lot today, like how easily antelope spook from a long ways away, like 400, 500 yards. I learned that they bark, like they have like an alarm bark, and they will like warn the others. So if you spook one, they will warn all the others to spook all of them. So that's good to know. I mean, I learned a lot just like technique too, like how to hold my rifle, what's comfortable, what's not, all sorts of skills. So. I don't know. I mean, it's good. I like a realistic taste of like what hunting is like. You don't just like walk out and shoot something right away. You kind of work hard all day, and you may not get anything. That's just how it goes.
And it really is about the experience. The harvest is kind of a bonus, and we had a lot of fun today and learned a lot, and we're gonna sleep well tonight.
Yes.
Ready?
Yeah. We skirted around the fields, and then we came to a stack yard, and we saw the stack yard was in a prime position to keep the antelope from seeing us when we were coming up.
Okay, they're out there. Can you see them?
I saw one of them.
We're gonna crawl up this fence line and kind of use this grass and the fence to obscure our outline a little bit and see if we can get a better view of.
We crawled a lot of the side of the stack yard to the edge, and the antelope were still too far out. We sat down and waited for a while just to see if they would move, and then they ended up moving the wrong direction. So here we are again, a little bit discouraged, right? And as we turned, we were gonna actually bail. We were gonna try something else when we saw this one doe kind of veer off from the rest of the group.
There was a moment where she was either gonna kind of draw back in towards the herd or move towards us, and she, for some reason, moved towards us.
It was all blurry, it was pretty fast, but we could only move one at a time to keep her from seeing us between the hay bales. So Caitlin told me to go, and so I kind of took off, gun in hand and with the shooting stick in the other. I thought she saw me. I got too impatient. I should have just stopped. She looked up, but then she kept going. Okay, she's moving again. And then I came to the end of the stockyard and sat down. Caitlin had caught up with me.
Okay, there she is. She's coming right around the corner here. Okay, go ahead and set up for a shot. I knew it was a safe and legal shot for her to take, and I knew that it was within the distance that was ethical for her to shoot, that fit what she was capable of. So everything just lined up perfectly. Let's check our distances here. That hillside right there, that's right about 150 yards. That's a good shot distance for you. Go ahead and take your safety off. Like, breathe, steady. Okay, I'm turning off my safety right now. Told her that it was a good shot for her to take, and I said, shoot when you're ready, and she did.
Took a deep breath and shot, and we had a good, clean shot. She went down immediately. I yelled. It was so exciting, and just that feeling and that relief, and after hunting so hard, and just that flood of emotion for both of us. There's a joy and a gratitude, and also I think a little bit of sadness that kind of all comes in together and washes over you, and it was really a wonderful thing to share. I think Tylynn's going home with a skill set that will allow her to try this again on her own and continue her hunting career. The advice I would want to give to a kid that's getting into hunting is go for it. There's so much that you'll learn. It brings so much joy to your life. You develop skills that just make you feel very self-sufficient. It's like a confidence boost. You feel empowered. When you start, you'll stumble and you may look clumsy, or it'll be obvious that you don't know what you're doing, but just stick with it. You'll get better and better and better. Just invest that time in yourself and in that community of people and in that activity. So stick with it. It's totally worth it. Very, very worth it. It changes your life.
Start your own journey toward personal discovery through hunting at hunter-ed.com.